My name is Trent Wagner, and this is my audience for my discussion on if video games promote violence. People think video games cause violence. Although there is violence in video games, I don't think for it's a cause for people being more violent. My possible solution would be parents being more aware of what games they allow their kids to play and don't always give in to, well, everyone is playing it, along with video game manufacturers should be more strict when giving ratings. I want to be able to disconnect the link between video games and violence. Giovanni Albanese Jr. says in Violence Video Games Creates Aggression, but do they cause kids to commit crimes on August 14th of 2015? In a research, it's uncertain whether that aggression correlates with criminal violence or juvenile delinquents. So, Marilyn, what do you know about violence in video games?
I just know when my children played them, there was a lot of bloodshed, and they learned a lot of cuss words.
So, how did you go about choosing what games we could get as kids?
Basically looked at their age rating on the game. If it was mature, they didn't get. It all depended upon the age.
All right. So, about like what time was it when we were able to get like mature games?
Probably around, was it 13, 14? You probably went and got them yourself.
All right. So, Tom, did you look at games before we bought them?
Not entirely. Like Marilyn said, we just looked at the age rating, if it was appropriate for preteens, I suppose you'd call them, or just teens at 14, 15.
Right. So, what's your opinion on if violence is caused by video games?
I don't think the video games cause violence. I think society in itself is what causes the violence with drug abuse and what have you.
All right. So, John, what do you think another solution could be for violence in video games, if it's actually a cause for it in society or not?
A solution for it? There's really no solution for fixing the violence in the games. It's just the game developer for what kind of content they put in the game. I think the way for a community to think that there's violence in video games would be to disconnect it from the video games and look at the family structure itself first. I think the poor family household raising would cause more violence outcomes in the student child more so than the video game itself.
All right. So, what are your thoughts on video games causing violence?
I don't think it really causes it. I guess it would open the person's mind to more of violent behavior, knowing how it could happen. But I don't think it's a direct cause of increase. It's more the backbone of the family raising that would cause violence, not the games that they're associated with.
All right, so the games are opening the window, giving you a picture of what could happen.
In my opinion, yes.
But it's not the video game itself causing the person to go and cause violence. All right. So, Claire, how does violence promoted by video games affect you personally?
I don't know if right now it really affects me personally. When I have kids down the road, then I'll have to look at what games they're picking out. But for right now, I don't think it really affects me.
What's the reason you think people believe that video games promote violence?
I think if they're looking at a game and they see the violence in it, depending on how young the kid is that's playing it, they might get influenced by it. And then seeing how society is, seeing how that's brought out.
Well, thank you everybody for your discussion and helping me with my if violence is being promoted with video games.